I'm gonna say it because I don't have ADHD, but I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight. My name is John Englert. I'm the president of the Citywide Council on Special Education, and it's great to be included, even when you're being displaced in a school. So let me begin. Let me begin by talking very quickly about the educational impact statement, which I believe I'm looking at the latest one. It's dated January 8th of 2010. I see nothing educational about this statement. Furthermore, I see, and I don't see one iota of the impact of children at P94M, children with disabilities, children that are the most medically fragile in this city, and children that have the most difficult time making transitions. We are displacing, because what I heard before, there was positive additions of educational opportunities for children that were available from the annual study that was done by OPP. I have obviously a concern about this educational impact statement, and that's all I'm going to speak about regarding the educational impact statement. You heard my counterpart say before and talk a little bit about some documents that were requested prior to the meeting. These documents were requested so that preparation can be done for the meeting. Similar to when your children may study for an exam. They would study maybe 2 days before, maybe 3 days before, hardly ever when they're in school the day of the test. So let me tell you a little bit about what some of the key things that we had asked for. We asked for the draft of the new 5-year shared, again there's that word shared, agreement for sharing rooms on the 5th floor over the next 5 years. Classrooms, tech labs, sensory room, administrative offices, etc. Submitted to the co-host in advance of the hearing. There's a sense of some collaboration, and that's what we're looking for. The written schedules and plans for shared space over the next 5 years, such as gym, recess, cafeteria, science, and tech labs, agreed to and decided upon by the 3 principals. Of course, the scope of work and costs for moving walls, partitions, etc., that are probably not reflected in the proposed 5-year capital plan that we've all commented on back on January 8th of this year. So, I wrote a letter yesterday, and I basically said, you know, without the timely receipt of this information, it's unreasonable to think that we can be prepared for the hearing today. And, you know, I never got the information. Oh no, that's right, it came at noon today. The fact that it came today at noon just is further confirmation that there is no shared agreement, and that this is just an afterthought. And ladies and gentlemen, for that fact alone, this hearing should be invalid. I briefly spoke about the 5-year capital plan. I did that for a reason, because as you know, every parent on, whether it's the Citywide Council on Special Education or the Community Education Council, we are here as parent volunteers. And what we do is we comment, believe it or not, on that proposed 5-year capital plan. And wouldn't you know that the comments made by the Citywide Council on Special Education on the 5-year capital plan mentioned this school. It even mentioned that there's safety issues for the children that go to the school at P94M, and it also mentioned about the leaking roof up on 5. Do you know that since this is such a safety issue, we had asked for a response within 10 business days? Deputy Chancellor Grimm, I hate to say this, that was submitted on January 8th, and no, I have not received a response to those key issues. So it's almost as if you're selling a home and the buyer walks into your house and says, you know, your roof is leaking right above your bed. Could you fix it? So obviously, maybe they'll fix it now because kids are being displaced and there's more attention because the children with disabilities are being displaced for other children. We talk about emergency evacuation plans, something very, very serious, something that should be taken care of, and something that should not be an afterthought, and it's something that should be on the minds of every person in this room. I briefly heard about something being sent to the School Construction Authority today regarding dividing this gym. Now, I'm not an engineer, I'm a parent volunteer, but I can tell you that that doesn't happen overnight. And if children are coming in this school in September and they're looking to divide these rooms, I hope there's a scope of work, I hope it's been reviewed, I hope the people that are involved have discussed it, and I hope again it's not just something that we're throwing out in a public forum here because everybody wants to say, ooh, they're looking at this, they're looking at this. So please, I ask you, construction is a serious business. I just spent the last 10 minutes walking around the New York Public Library without a hard hat, waiting for someone to tell me that I shouldn't be there, and of course that didn't happen. So, thank you all tonight, and I look forward to hearing everyone's comments.